You have now tuned in to One for the Brooks podcast, hosted by Davi B and co-host me. Make sure you tune in every Friday for new episodes. Let's get it.
All right.
What's up? What's up?
Welcome back to One for the Brooks podcast.
We back, man. We back.
I am Davi B.
I thought you was doing the rock thing, man. If you swear. What's going down,
I'm just so
man?
excited, y'all.
It's Brett B, man. It's Brett B, episode 5, man. We back.
Oh, this is episode 5.
For sure.
I'm so excited.
I got 5 on it, man.
Okay, well, today we have our guest here, guys. Finally,
we done got here. We done made it.
Yes.
Man. We done made it.
But before I introduce her or let her introduce herself, I'm just going to talk a little bit about her. She is a wife, a mom of 3,
Amen.
a educated wife. Let's say that.
Amen.
An educated wife, a mom of 3. She has a lot of experience with parenthood.
Yes, Lord.
This is Parenthood Part 2.
Parenthood.
She's going to be teaching us some stuff today.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. She walked in the house and she already was teaching me some stuff. So, everybody give it up for Lauren K.
Hey.
Hi, guys.
What's going
Lauren
on?
C.
It's Lauren C. I'm sorry. Lauren C. Yes, I'm so excited you're here, Lauren.
I'm happy to be here.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. And I told her a long time ago, like, she is the first person I thought about. And that is true.
No, that's facts.
Aw.
That's facts.
Because I think I told you, like, we was laying in bed.
Yeah.
I was like, what if I have Lauren on the podcast? You
Yeah.
think she's going to say yeah?
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Especially for y'all. Like, yeah.
I was just like, just because I know Lauren, we went to, now let me give y'all background. I always got to give background. Lauren and I went to high school together, but I was a senior, she was a freshman. So we never communicated in high school at all. We didn't really start communicating until social media. So 2020 maybe, we started talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you have, when were you pregnant with Chase?
So 2021. Yeah.
Okay.
So a little bit before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We started.
like wedding time.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I was pregnant with my last.
Yes.
one.
You were
Like,
pregnant.
yeah. So
Okay.
2020 for sure.
Man,
So that's
them
when we,
years
I know,
flew.
it flew by.
It's crazy.
So that's when we started communicating and kind of getting to know each other and just talking on social media. And I just kind of felt connected to her through DMs, which is crazy. I mean, people do that on Catfish, but like, it's crazy because it happened in real life and I just felt connected to you. And I was like, oh, wow, she's cool. Like, why we never talked in high school, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. Once I got pregnant, you were there. You kind of guided me through some stuff. You sent us a gift. Like, I was just like, wow, Lauren's dope.
man,
Like,
show
she's
love,
a cool
man.
girl.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Been dope, man. Been dope. You know what I'm saying?
And Brett, you know Lauren as well.
Yeah,
Y'all
man.
have a background?
Yeah, man. Through my boy, man. Shout out to my boy, man. I thought I was going to see him today, but it's all
TC.
good, man. TC, man. Shout out to my boy. Both TCs, man. Shout out to y'all boys.
Her
man.
husband.
Yeah, her husband, man. Yeah, we met through her husband at PV. Man, some wild times out there, but
Oh my gosh.
good times though. Good times.
Very. Yep.
And you were also roommates with her husband. And I knew her husband as well
we were
from high
roommates,
school.
man. We were roommates. Good dude, man. Solid dude for sure.
Yes, and Lauren has 3 beautiful children.
3 beautiful kids.
Can you tell us
Yes.
the age, Lauren?
Okay, so bear with me. You know,
Okay.
once you
Yeah,
after
good.
one, you know, they just kind of it's a blur. So my oldest, Micah, he's 7.
Okay.
He'll be 8 in August, and then I have my middle daughter, Aria.
Mm-hmm.
She will be 6 in December, and then my youngest and final and last kid, Layla. She is 1, almost 2. So,
Oh, wow.
Gotcha.
Okay, so this your last kid. Did you tie your tubes?
no. So after I had her, I talked to my OB and I
Mhm.
was like, hey, you know, I'm looking into tying my tubes. You know, what can we do? But this was when the pandemic was like
Brand
fresh.
spanking new, yeah.
Right. So this is an elective procedure. So this is not
Yeah.
something that, you know, has to happen. It's
Yeah.
not medically necessary.
Yeah.
So I talked to my OB and she said that honestly, the hospital does not have enough space if something was to go wrong with the procedure.
Oh wow.
Stupid COVID.
Right.
Man.
Because I was ready. I said,
Oh,
I'm
I
fresh.
know. I'm ready.
I'm fresh and I am ready to time. So,
Yeah.
but I do know for sure that Layla is my last child.
That's
So
for sure, for sure.
yes.
Okay. I'm just
Yes. I thought I was done after my first daughter, Aria, but you know, you kind of know as a mother, you have that instinct. You know, you never really plan for multiple kids, but I just knew that Layla was my last one.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, I had that feeling of whole, like, complete. Yeah. That's it.
This
she
is
completed.
Yeah.
The
She completed the
crew.
C dynamic.
Okay. Yeah.
The household.
Yes, that girl was baby boss.
So who's the bossiest out of the three of them? Who has the most personality? Because when people have multiple kids, I'm always like, who's the crazy one? Because I feel like between me and my sisters, I'm the crazy one. I do. Do you agree? You feel? I mean, my older sister's pretty crazy.
I mean,
but I feel like I'm like the high crazy one.
Yeah, you.
I'm
like
the character.
You
Yeah.
the character.
Yeah.
I would definitely say my middle child, Aria. That girl, she's a free spirited firecracker.
Really?
Yes.
What's her sign?
December.
Oh, she's a Sagittarius.
30th.
Oh, she's a Capricorn.
Yeah.
So whatever that means.
Birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She has a lot of personality. She's definitely free spirited. Love that about her. And I don't know if we're going to talk about it later on today, but each one of my kids definitely have something about me that I wish I had, or that's within me that I'm learning to embrace.
I love that.
So yeah, I'm definitely
chills. I love that.
Yeah. So I'm definitely excited to just see them grow up and just see them come into their own self and whatever life has in store for them.
That's
so.
dope,
Well, Lauren, I already said that you're a wife, you're a mom of 3, you're an educated black woman, gorgeous black woman.
Oh, thank you, girl.
Outside of you being a mom and a wife, because those roles really take part of our lives, they take over sometimes, and sometimes people don't know how to manage it. How would you define yourself as just Lauren?
That's actually a good question, Davi. And that topic, it took me a long time to think about, because at the very beginning of my parenthood journey, I really didn't know. So all I knew was, okay, I'm a mom now. I got to tap into this role. I got to, be responsible for this being and do what I need to do. So honestly, it didn't take me till my last child to figure out, oh, I have passions. I have goals that I want to achieve, that I have, interests. I love photography, love capturing images. So and it was funny, I was thinking about this answer on my way over here, because I still have Brett, South Padre, spring break pictures.
Oh my God.
And I'm just so passionate about capturing, memories, that I wanted to look into photography, not as a profession per se, but as a hobby, like get a camera, just start, playing around with it. But it wasn't until I started having kids that I knew that that's what I love to do. Like, who am I outside of motherhood? And I'm very intentional, about self-prioritization now. So what that means to me is taking some time away from the kids, get away, have some time to myself, whether it be a stroll in Target with the Starbucks in my hand, or if it's just, treating myself to a mani-pedi, something that gets me away from my everyday life, even if it's for 30 minutes. So
get out of that routine. And that's what I was talking about in the last episode when I said, Brett, we're trying to find a way for me to still have my own identity. Even if, just like I posted on Instagram the other day, even if that means going to get my car service, sitting at Cheddar's across the street at the bar, and just having me a couple of margaritas. Like, that was much
the
needed.
peace that you get with that is unmatched.
That was much needed. So Brett and I agreed, like, once a week I'll have like my own time. Like you said, rather than strolling through Target. And that's just to help me mentally, because
it's a lot, man.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah, and as mothers, man, y'all do so much, man. I'ma always salute the mothers, because y'all do a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it takes a lot of communication on both ends.
Communication. We say that all the time.
Communication and comprehension. Because we can communicate, but are you
understanding?
Yes.
Right. And also listening to what I'm saying.
Right. And so I think that's very, very important. Just, setting some time. Because by default, mothers, that's just, we take on that role. And so that's just something that, by default that we do. So, and I think communicating that with your partner, if you're able to, establish some time, even if that means like for my husband taking some time to go play, you know, his game or whatever. And while I take on the kid, even though I'm with them more, you know, still I think fathers need that time as well. We talk about how mothers need that time, but
fathers need it too.
Yes.
Yeah, and Brett definitely has it. So like if we're napping or if we're going to sleep, because sometimes we go to sleep at 8.
Y'all take naps? Oh.
Yeah, have to, because
I'm
Buddy
kidding.
will turn up on us.
I'm kidding, because I miss it.
Oh, I know because your kids nap at different times now. So
My
or
kids
don't nap at all.
No.
Yeah.
We're
So
out of that.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Chase is still napping. If he doesn't nap, he is one angry beaver.
Yeah,
So
he is on 10.
we are able to take naps together, and then, you know, Brett will have his own time to do whatever he wants to do, like play the game, like you said, or watch
TV.
podcasts. He watched a lot of podcasts, a lot of YouTube.
Fold clothes.
Household
on duty, man. I'm still on duty.
So Lauren, let's back up just a little bit, because I want to, you know, give people some background to you becoming a mother and coming into motherhood. So we kind of talked about this prior to us starting. You talked about how you got pregnant. Were you 20 or were you 21 or?
So I was 20, and then I had him at 21. So it was like right before that transition from 20 to 21. So that's when I had my firstborn, Micah, and I was still in college at the time. So I remember going through that whole prerequisite stage of nursing school, had my white coat ceremony, like everything was ready. We were ready. We were about to start.
Yeah.
We were about to start. And I think shortly after I found out that I was pregnant with Micah, and I think that's when things switched for me, because then I went into the mode of, okay, we gotta, it's real. We got to start doing what we need to do to make sure this baby is taken care of.
It gets real.
And so that meant for me having to put school on hold for a little bit, which was fine for me because, well, for one, I don't really have the support that most people have or some people have. Yeah. So I had to make sure that, you know, I'm working, I'm doing whatever I need to do to make sure that this kid is taken care of, as well as my husband. And we just stepped up to the plate. Like, we became responsible. It's so crazy. We became responsible adults literally within months.
Wow.
It's crazy. The kid will do that to you.
It'll do that to you. It'll either make or break you as a person. So it'll bring out that drive that, you know, you don't really know that you have until it's time. So, yeah.
And how was that for you? Like, just knowing that I'm in my 20s, I'm seeing my peers, you know, they're going through college, they're having this party time. They don't have the responsibility that I have, because having a kid at that age is, you grow, like you said, you grow up quick. Things change really quickly. Yeah. So how was that for you? Like, was it stressful? How did y'all get through that as a couple?
Well, I mean, I can only speak for myself. My perspective of how that transition was for me. And it wasn't hard at all. I know it may, you know, for some people it's like, oh my gosh, I'm about to be a parent. But from a very, very young age, I've always had a maturity level to me that was always looked at as, okay, you know, she'll figure it out. And now that I'm an adult, I kind of hate that about me, because people assume that I got it.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Right. Yeah. And so you know, I didn't really care. I just knew that I had a responsibility to withhold, and, you know, I didn't care what other people was doing anyway. So I made the decision to switch to online school. I went to work full time. Tyler was working. So yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, just made it happen, literally.
Yeah, I mean, you had to.
I did. Yeah.
And did you have a lot of support from family?
No. So in 2014, it was a long time ago, but it also wasn't a long time ago. Oh. So my village, you know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. My village still worked. So
we know all about that.
Yeah. So my village was not really in the best you know, capacity able to help me or babysit so I had to find out literally on my own how to do certain things, like how to, and I think it's because one, I'm kind of breaking generational trauma at the same
Ooh.
time.
Hey,
I just
man.
feel like Lauren. Just,
Hey man,
it's
y'all,
God.
y'all got something
Ooh,
going.
it's just I feel it. It's
The
God.
connection,
Like
man.
it's just there.
It's
Yeah.
a connection.
Yes,
Woo.
I'm not only breaking generational trauma, but I'm also, just trying to be a responsible adult with a kid who, I want to make something of this experience. And so I still to this day, don't have much support. So I've always been on the grind, always been, I'm not going to say a one-woman show because I have my husband by my side, but we've always been a team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he has support on his side, but for me, it's different as a mother.
Yeah.
Not having that model, that blueprint to, go by to navigate through this hood, because it's ghetto.
Hey, Parenthood,
Whether-
man.
yeah.
Only hood, man.
It's hood. So,
Yeah.
so
That's and you know what? I relate to that. Yes, I have my mom. Obviously, she's here and she's supportive, but she's not I wouldn't say your average grandma. Like she's not gonna come drive and pick up Chase
Give
and
me the grandbaby.
yeah, and just take them and y'all gonna have fun. No, it's
Right.
none of that. It's more so of what we doing. I'm on a time cap. I got my own life. I'm not taking care of your child. That's what she gives.
And it's funny that you say that because my mom, she, growing up, it was my mom, my stepdad, and my 2 younger brothers all in the house. She, my core memories with her was that she raised us. My stepdad worked a lot. So he wasn't able to be there to, take the load off of her when she needed that break. So now that all her kids are grown and out the house, sis is living her best life, and I love that for her. I love that for her because she deserves it. She, she's traveling more. She's doing everything that she really couldn't do, even with a spouse.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That is my mom 100%. Even if I ask her, Mom, you want to come spend the night? No. It's a no.
Not.
It will not.
Room untouched.
Will not. No, it's a no for her.
And I'm not going to say my expectations were high during, as a mom, but I kind of expected that. Like,
I ain't gonna
was
lie to
ready.
you. Me too.
Yeah. Because you see how your parents grow up. So,
Yes,
and then you, like you said, you're trying to break their generational trauma. And my mom and my dad both grew up very, let's just say they grew up rough.
Yeah.
Have a lot of trauma. So, you expect it. Like I knew my mom. I mean, I see it with my nephews.
Yeah. Yeah. And they raise us how they were raised.
Yes.
Well, to the best of their abilities with what they have, whatever the resources were. And that's how they raise us. So, I mean, I don't blame her. I love that for her. I kind of do wish I have had more support.
Yeah.
My youngest brother, he's my birthday twin. So we have the same birthday, 4 years apart.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's in the military. So one babysitter off the list.
Yeah.
My youngest brother, he is 18. He don't want nothing to do with kids. I love that for him.
Yeah.
So that's another babysitter. So I don't really have someone that I could just go to say, hey, can you watch, Micah for like 2 hours and I always had to make it work. And it's hard. It's hard mentally, emotionally. But we got through it.
And what I remind myself is, and I tell Brett this a lot, is we had Chase. Like, we decided to have him.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he still is our responsibility. So like you said, you just figure it out and you just go with the flow.
I think the hard part for me was really just accepting, like she said, man, seeing everybody else, grandparents and siblings and this and that, jump in, and then it's like you have a kid and nothing. It's like, dang.
Yeah.
Oh no. I mean, and my sisters, they will jump in, but it's not like that. Like, you know,
not saying like family won't help out, but it's like nobody just blowing up our phone.
Oh,
like,
no.
let me get 'em.
Oh no.
Right. And it honestly took me, I don't know if I was just, my expectations were high, but I really thought more people would reach out to help me. And as a 21-year-old new mom, you think, all the people who came to your baby shower, all the people who claimed to want to be a part of the life or whatever, where are y'all?
No, to be found.
And that was a hard pill to swallow for me. And I was like, okay, well, let's thug it out. Let's go ahead and
Oh,
do it.
yeah, let's do it. Ain't got no choice now.
Yeah, and you and I, we kind of, that's really why I connected with you, because I felt like when I was pregnant, I was very lonely. And not lonely because I had Brett, right? In my family, right? They were there. But I just felt lonely because things were changing. People were falling by the wayside. And like, for Lauren to just like message me and be like, are you okay? Just a simple, are you okay? Like, where are you mentally? That was important. Yeah. And then the people you think like are supposed to do that, they're not doing it.
Yeah. That hurt me too though, to hear her say that she was lonely, and I'm like, man, it's really like nothing. It wasn't me.
No, it wasn't Brett at all.
That's the hard part. It was like, dang, man, like I can't really do nothing to fix it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, parenthood and motherhood, they're, you know, similar but different. Mm-hmm. Parenthood, you have your spouse, you have your partner to help you through these times, but motherhood is like a community. It's something that, you know, you wish you had, you know, a solid tribe that you can go to, vent, talk about things. So anytime somebody that I either went to school with, that I came across just in passing, that I see that's pregnant, my first question is always, how are you?
Yeah.
Because no one ever asked me how I was doing.
Yeah.
And I think with that, suppressed a lot of feelings of, you know, I have nobody. And I mean, you can have your parents, but that, you know, that sisterhood, like that bond. Yeah. I don't have sisters. I mean, I don't really have anybody that's close to me that I can reach out to and be like, hey girl, you know, whatever. So when Davi was pregnant, I made it a point to check on her because it's a tough journey.
And I just appreciated you so much. Like,
that went a long way, man.
You have no idea. I mean, it went so long that I thought of Lauren to be the first person to be our guest about parenthood. I was just like, oh, Lauren, yes. And I knew you were going to say yes. I was like, she's going to say yes.
Of course. And I'm such an introvert, so things like this, like, has my anxiety on 10, but anything for y'all. Like,
that's love, man. That's
yes.
I got y'all.
And please know that, I know you say you don't have no sisters, but I am here as well. I'm your sister. If you and Tyler want a night out, look, me and Brett we gonna figure it out. We're gonna be Camp Brooks and Kane.
Brooks, man.
Let me tell you something. Figure it out. Mine, they on a different. I don't know what's in the food these days. But my kids,
but are they spoiled?
No,
they will go. Okay.
Yes, my kids love being, because I don't let them go anywhere. I'm very, very.
Oh, I get it.
You know, so anytime, I mean, they really only go because, you know, times are so different.
You have to be protective of your kids.
Right. So, I mean, if the daycare isn't having a parents' night out or my mother-in-law can't come watch them, they not going nowhere.
Yeah.
Because, no.
And I wouldn't want to risk it just to have a night out.
Right.
I'd rather my child be safe, healthy, because nobody's going to take care of your child the way you take care of your child.
Right. But when it comes to other kids, like my kids seeing other kids outside of the house, they get so excited, and I love that for them because they're so innocent. You know, they don't really know what we're protecting them from.
Yeah.
Especially babies. They love babies. Aww. So, and since my youngest is no longer a baby, they, you know, they roughhouse with her. She on their back,
Lord.
like,
be riding
like So if they was to see, you know, Chase, they would just love him and take him in like a little brother. So yeah,
that is. So how is it now that you're older and you, you know, you just had a baby 2 years ago? So how is it different from you having your first child, first having Micah, to now? Like, what's your experience like now?
I still don't have the patience, so there's that. But I kind of have grown patience. It's each child I've parented differently. Yeah. So, you know, with my first, it was kind of survival parenting, right? Because as I'm fresh in the game, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm going to make sure I do everything that I can to set him up for success. The middle child, homegirl was in the bed. We was co-sleeping. Because at this point, I need
some sleep.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, I was still trying to focus on being the best person that I could be with her. Had a little bit more patience, I can say. And then the last one, she, like, I don't know. It's something about the third child where, not that you stop caring, but you have a lot, you become a lot more lax.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
certain things don't stress you out. Sis,
Yes.
you don't want to eat? Okay, well, let me
That's
know.
fine.
You'll let me know.
You'll let me know when you're hungry.
You'll let me know.
Right, and it's something about children and food. Like if they hungry, like something in my spirit don't sit right. Like why you not eating? I love to eat. Why
I know.
don't you?
Same,
I know.
same.
I know. Chase got a bowl of mashed potatoes down there right now. He just looking at
He
it.
like, I don't want this.
Yes, and it's crazy because kids will teach you so much, like
Yes.
based on how, you know it, and like it's different from how you were raised because you better not waste no food.
Right.
You better, this, that, and such. And I'm just I'm unlearning and relearning a lot of like things that I
Breaking
wanted,
those generational curses.
that I want to instill in my kids. So, yeah.
Oh, Lauren, I just admire you so much as a mom. I do.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is something we kind of talked about as well. I loved when we talked about this because I think I posted like once I had the baby, I posted like everybody is now checking in trying to make sure I don't have postpartum depression. Like I don't automatically have depression. Like it's just a misconception that people think you are automatically going to be depressed once you have a baby. Like, no, I planned for this child. I'm happy about this child. It's my child. I'm not depressed. Like, so what is another misconception you think besides that? And you could kind of talk about that too.
Yeah.
That you got or still getting about being a mom or just parenthood in general?
Well, I'm always use Micah as an example because I had him first in 2014. Things weren't really visible, especially on social media. You know, it wasn't, Instagram was popping, but it wasn't like that. You know, there weren't influencers, quote unquote. So a lot of misconceptions were, oh, you ruin your life. Your parents are going to hop in. You are going to have to take care of the baby. And in my mind, I'm just like, I wish I could drop my kid off and go to the club or, just stuff like that.
Because you were young.
Because I was young.
Yeah.
And so I never was one to go out.
But
like
not to
that.
ruin your life. That's rude. Somebody told you that?
For some girl, and it's the family members.
Ooh.
So,
Lord
yeah.
have mercy.
Yeah. So, that's just one thing that kind of really stuck with me that initiated that drive in becoming like the best parent that I could be. I don't have help, so I don't put my kids on anybody. And yeah, that's pretty much one of the things that I think a lot of people have confused, especially about young mothers. And I made it a point to debunk all those myths.
And I'm going to show y'all.
Yeah, exactly. And so then that's what I did. And so that's when the next one came. So
I love when you count me out. That's what Kendrick Lamar said. And look,
Yeah.
they were counting you out, Lauren.
Exactly.
And look.
They were. And I just didn't have, postpartum depression was not something talked about. And there's a lot of things that are not shown, that are not talked about.
Oh my
gosh. We
Depression.
say this every day.
Oh my God, man.
Postpartum depression, anxiety, rage, it comes in different points in parenthood, and you won't realize it until you're going through it and you're like,
yeah. And it's
why
not
not talk
right
about this?
after the baby.
it's not.
No.
It comes in waves.
It comes in waves. Yeah.
With my first, I did experience postpartum depression. But the crazy thing is, I didn't know it was postpartum depression until years later.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why am I feeling this way? My firstborn, he's such a warrior. He's been through so many different health complications. And it's like, as a new mom, you're like, they don't talk about this. They don't talk about your kid getting sick. They don't talk about how to overcome stuff like this. They only glamorize the nursery.
That's what people do.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a very dark time because I couldn't help him. I could not. It was just a lot as a new mom. That was the only struggle that I feel like I had as a new mom. It wasn't the finances. I was not worried about that.
Yeah.
It was his health.
And can I just say two things?
Yeah.
I feel like God gives babies with health problems to special people or with Down syndrome or whatever the case may be for those babies, those children. God really hand those children to certain special people. So really take that in.
Oh,
because
for sure.
you are like touched
True
in
we're
a way.
still, and we're still going through it every so often. But like if whatever episode it is and it springs upon us, we're like, okay, let's go. We know what we need to do. Yeah. These are his doctors, blah, blah, blah. This is what we know what to do. Like they even ask us, are we medical professionals? Because we researched.
Yeah,
heavy,
you have
you
to.
know, right. And God does give
Yeah,
his
that's
toughest
true.
battle. I'm like, I don't like this battle, but I'll, you know.
Yeah, you'll
but-
take it.
Exactly.
Because even when Chase had the flu, and he had the flu for, he was sick for like a week.
My God.
I was like, this is so stressful.
a sick baby, that will drive you.
Oh
Man.
my
to the-
God.
yeah. And what's crazy is I understand why moms not condoning this, but I do understand why they go off the deep end.
I do
for
too.
Because
sure.
parents
I
will
said,
take
baby,
you
didn't I
there.
I said, I see why Andrea Yates did this.
Like,
It was
man,
I
really
could
under-
see.
Come on now. Come on.
I mean, he left her with all those kids.
Yeah,
I can see.
I feel you though. I feel
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
And so with him specifically, he has prepared me to be a different type of strong in my for my next kids. Like I'm ready. Like I'm always ready, prepared for the worst, because that was the worst experience of my life. And he's
Yeah.
the one living it. But you know, as
Yeah.
a parent and you can't help,
Yeah.
that's what drives that downward spiral. And you don't have people checking in on you.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody with you in the hospital. So I was in school, working at the hospital.
And you have to be with your child at the hospital. You
have
can't
to be.
leave, like, yes, I have to be here 24/7 with my child to make sure they're doing what they need to do to take care of my child.
And I remember when I got my first big girl job, I just had Micah, so he was still kind of, I think he was like 1 or almost 1. And this is when he first got sick, and I foolishly went to work because I've always had the mindset that, girl, you got to work. Like, you don't have this luxury of taking off that time.
That's that growing up.
Girl, and it just made it like clicked for me, like that responsible mindset. I was in work in shambles. They was like, they put me out to the side like I was in a cubicle. Girl, I thought I was doing it. They pulled me into the office, and they was like, they could see like I was not there, and I broke down. First of all, I don't break down in front of people. Like that's one of the things I just don't. And they was like, go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Go. Just clock out, go. We'll figure it out. We'll get you your FMLA. Because I was still fresh employee, so, you know, you don't have the benefits that other people have.
Right.
I was in the hospital driving back and forth. Me and my husband, we switched out. He would go to work. I would go to work, driving from the medical center to Cypress every day. Oh. And it was hard. And, our parents can't just take off of work like that.
Because they have to pay their own bills.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
And so that was a very tough time for me. And the older that I get, the more that memory becomes a blur for me. And I think my trauma response is disassociating. So anything that I go through that's very stressful, later on I start to forget. And I think
and
because
Lauren are twins.
because I don't want to remember that. That was a
We are
hard time
twins.
for me.
And I will shut down. I will shut down. I will not talk to whoever.
Yeah.
It could be my family. I won't talk to them for days on end. And I just shut down just to get back to where I need to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah. That is, whoo,
That's
man.
crazy, man.
It's crazy.
And then that made the other two a breeze. Like, I'm like, I could do anything.
oh, yeah. I can
it.
get through this.
I could get through the flu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Lauren, when you were a young mom, and you're still a young mom, but when you, first
Forever
had,
young.
Yes.
Forever young.
when you first had Micah, did you lose a lot of friends during that stage?
first of all, I didn't have friends. So there was that. A lot of people may think, oh, that's so sad she didn't have friends. But 2014, that time, it was just really weird. 20, 21 is a very pivotal age. Mm-hmm. You want to party all the time. So I was fresh at PV, so I didn't get that freshman experience to meet new people. So I kind of came in as a transfer, right? And this was right before I had to leave. So I didn't go into my motherhood journey with friends to be able to lose them.
Yeah.
So it was not a hard transition for me. It may sound like, oh, she didn't have no friends, but
I mean,
right.
I mean, in the definition of friendship is so intense for me,
and it's very I take that very seriously.
Same.
So I don't just call people my friends.
The same,
right?
Same way. And my sister, she was like, "Well, who's gonna be at Chase's birthday party? Because you have a lot of friends with kids." I said, "I don't have friends. Period."
Right. And it's the thing, and that's crazy because when it's the first birthday come around, you don't have friends. And
sorry, guys.
that first birthday come around, you don't have. And I had a few people that came to my baby shower, you'll start to see who the real friends are. They start
yeah.
dwindling away after each year. The first year they were there. That second year I ain't hear from them. The third year, who are you? You know, it was so it was not a hard transition for me at all.
Yeah,
it was not.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, you answered that. I was about to say, what did you learn about yourself? You answered that. Okay. Let's talk about your pregnancies, because this was kind of a conversation we had as well when we were getting to know each other. Did you have any C-sections? I never asked you this.
No, they were all natural.
Okay. So how were they for you? Like, how was your experience? It's funny because even if I decide to have, I mean, we already decided we're not going to have another child, but even if I wanted to, I'm not going to have a natural birth. So I would never know how that feels, which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, but at least you were able to experience it once and to know, you know. And for me, I loved being pregnant. To be honest with you.
Wow.
I love the visual.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. I felt very comfortable being pregnant.
Very confident pregnant.
I was confident. I was comfortable. I could eat whatever I wanted and, you know, and not be
still look good.
Be like, hey, I'm pregnant.
I'm eating for two now.
Hey, I'm pregnant.
I was on my Rihanna. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I thought I was a supermodel.
See, and I don't know. I think my daddy's genes was tapping in because I was not. I did not have that glowing pregnancy. I mean, I felt good, but I was like, oh, you your daddy's son, girl. Like, he was peeking through. No, but I did not have any symptoms with Micah. I did not have morning sickness. I didn't have. Oh, wow. It was such, and I think because I was still, my body was still in that active stage from high school and you know being active. Yeah. It was fairly easy for me. Now the second one, that's when she made me question pregnancy altogether. I was so sick with her. Sick. I lost so much weight, and when I look at those pictures, it's crazy because I did not prioritize my health at all. I remember very vividly, I was afraid to tell my employer that I was pregnant. I just got a new position, paid more money. Yeah. Last one in, first one out type of situation. Like, I tried not to mess that up. I remember running to the bathroom. Oh my goodness. And I was so sick. Blood started coming out. Oh wow. I was vomiting very hard to the point where I was bursting vessels in my esophagus.
And that happens to some HG moms. That happens.
It was literally sucking the life out of me. And so I went to my doctor. At the time, she was the same doctor that I had with Micah. So I went to her. I explained to her my situation. She prescribed me medication. Did not work. Nope. It was to the point where I decided not to eat because I did not want to throw up. Yeah. It's something about throwing up that ain't cute. It ain't cute. It don't feel good.
It does not feel good.
It does take a lot out of you. And so when I seen that in the bathroom, like I had to take off. I remember going to my OB. She was just prescribing me stronger medication. Same. And that was the first 2 trimesters. For me, it was 2 trimesters.
So you went through this 2 trimesters.
My body knows when I'm pregnant. So I kind of felt at the very beginning when I was pregnant, and that's when the symptoms started. So I was very sick for 2 trimesters. Third, like I was, you know, hopscotch and I could do it all. Yeah. And that was that. But that last one, she took it out of me. And I'm so grateful that I was laid off during the pandemic. Yeah. Because I got to rest. Yeah. My body was so exhausted. I was sick the entire pregnancy from the moment that I conceived because I knew. My body knew. Yeah. Up until birth. And I had to get induced because I was so sick with her.
And once I found out I had HG, I joined like a mommy group or whatever. And yeah, that happens to some moms. Like, they are sick the entire time. And I just thank God that, because I would have never survived. I couldn't survive the 10 weeks I had it.
Hard,
10 weeks, that's a long time anyway.
It is a long time.
Injections or, just whatever you have to do to subside that feeling. It's rough. And
it is rough.
With Layla, it was, vomiting is hard, but have you ever been nauseous 24/7?
Oh, yes.
That'll take the life.
I didn't talk about that, but I was nauseous 24/7.
And that's a part of HG as well. Like that nausea feeling. Yes. I could not stand. I could not sit up.
To smell and
No. You smell everything.
No, I'm talking about the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't take the smell.
And we were living with my mom, and like that. I just could not. I made her take out all her plug-ins.
Yeah.
I made her do a lot because I was like, I'm gonna throw up if I come down these stairs one more time. Like, I'm gonna throw up every time. Yeah. It's like one of the most horrible experiences ever.
And that was at that moment, that's when I decided to let my body do its thing, because it's clearly telling you something. It's telling you, for me, it was telling me to rest. Mm-hmm. I had to communicate that with Tyler, which was very hard for me because he already, you know, works a lot. He's, you know, tired as well. But for me, it sucked the life out of me so much. He had to step in. And I let him know that. I said, look, I can't. Like, even sitting up straight in a chair.
Nope.
It would take me out.
Yep.
So that was very hard.
And that's why I said it's like taking care of a sick family member. Like, if you think about somebody who has cancer, that's literally how it felt. Like, it felt like I was on my deathbed. I could not do anything.
And that's when I knew she was my last one. Yeah. Because I could not imagine going through that again. When your body goes through something traumatic like that, it's PTSD. Like, you cannot.
Laura hit it on the nail. We said this.
Oh my God.
Chase randomly got sick. So of course, you know, when your child gets sick, you get sick too. It was like a food bug he had, or stomach bug he had.
Oh yeah.
And like, I threw up. And I was like, oh my God, I was
going
about
through
to
all
cry.
the feelings.
Like, I was like, I hadn't threw up since I was pregnant. So I was like, oh my God, this is PTSD. You hit it right on the nail.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
Jesus.
The stuff that moms go through. I mean, even the spouse.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Yeah. And it's funny because Tyler experienced a lot of symptoms with me the last pregnancy. He gained weight with me.
Oh, he did?
He gained weight.
Same.
And it was just so funny because he did not believe that was a thing. Like, what do they call it? Sympathy pregnancy or something like that.
I have no idea.
It's a thing.
Brett had my symptoms.
He gained the weight, and he just experienced a lot with me. So that I think that was one of our bonding times because he got to he couldn't feel what I was going through, you know, but he was able to understand a little bit more. Like, she going through it.
Oh yeah,
she going through.
That's how you know you have the right partner when they can understand.
When you become in sync.
Yes.
Nah, that's crazy.
You find your one.
Oh yeah, that's crazy because I think we talked about it
on the last
episode. You were constipated. I was constipated. Oh, my nose, your nose bleeding, my nose bleeding.
Oh my God,
this happened. Gain weight. Like, it was just. I was like, dog, what in the hell is going on, bro? Do I have a baby in here?
Right.
I even threw up too. Remember?
Yeah, he threw up one time.
I hadn't thrown up in so long. I'm like, hell nah, man.
And they don't talk about that.
They don't talk
about that. It's just pregnancy is so glorified that it's ridiculous. Social media. Me and Lauren had this conversation too. Social media is so ridiculous, and I hate it because I have to be on it because of the podcast.
Yeah.
But if I could disappear from social media, I would.
You know me. I used to dip 6 months at a time.
I would.
Yeah,
for sure. Especially in my next field of career, like I'm gonna have to be on. It's just whatever. It is what it is. Did you have a hard time like recovering after the births, and then like, you know, having to take care of your other kids, or how was your experience once you had the baby?
Well, my postpartum recovery was amazing. Like the first Micah, I was able to, you know, bounce back in terms of being able to do things. I didn't snap back, but I was able to get up and, you know, still do things, walk around, etc. I didn't take time to heal, and I was just, you know, up. Second pregnancy, breeze. Got up. I think I tore with her. So, I mean, that was the only thing that I had, but I was, you know, up because I had Micah to take care of. So now we got 2 in the mix. Third pregnancy. First of all, I was induced, but once I gave birth, like, it was 2 pushes and she was out.
Oh, wow.
After that, I didn't tear. I didn't do anything. So I got up. Literally the next day, I'm helping my son with his school project because they're in online learning at this point. So I really don't have time. And Tyler couldn't take off of work. So, and that's another thing. I hate that companies do not give...
Man, we said the exact same thing.
That they do not give paternal leave. That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
They should have the
because they need to like Brett. Like he had to use his personal time for 3 weeks, and I was
2.
Oh, 2 weeks, and I was down the entire time.
Yeah,
like I was down.
She couldn't do anything.
And 2 weeks fly by so fast. You don't have time to bond. You don't have time. You have to just get up and go. And I just hate that about the American healthcare system.
America's ghetto.
Hey,
ghetto.
The ghetto for real, man.
I'm already trying to leave the U.S., but that's another discussion.
America is ghetto.
Oh, man, this is ghetto, man. This is some bull.
Do you feel like having 3 kids, because it's always another misconception that you have all these kids and it impacts your relationship with your spouse, or it does, like you have to adjust. Yes, everything impacts your
life,
relationship, right? But do you feel like it's, this negative outlook on you being married and having 3 kids, or how it, give some advice to those who are wanting to have multiple kids and they're married. What advice would you give them?
Or aspiring to be married. Or whatever,
What would you tell them? Like, how can they keep their partnership intact?
Well, to touch on the first point that you had, we did things very non-traditional, right? So we had our firstborn, and then we had our second, and then we got married. So we were in parenthood very early on together. We've always been a unit from the jump. Mm-hmm. What we failed at the beginning was communication, because I didn't really know what I was feeling as a new mom. I didn't know what I needed.
And you were young. Mature.
Yes. That premature.
That's why I was like, do not have babies prematurely, because...
Well, not only that, even some 30-year-olds are premature.
Yes, it's about experiences.
That is true. All the time. Age don't
you
bring
are so right, Lauren.
It does, because I was always raised to be self-sufficient. I was always raised to be independent, not ask for help. So when my advice, before I forget, is to heal that trauma before you get married, because all childhood trauma comes out in your parenting and in your marriage. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you can heal that, because even to this day, I'm still doing inner work, trying to figure out, how can I be the best spouse to my husband? How can I be the best mom to my kids? And, even be the best me, because at the same time, it's hard. It is hard. It is also easy to suppress those feelings of how, so me and my husband, it took us a while. I mean, marriage is a learning game.
Because how long have you and Tyler been together? I mean, a long time.
Like almost a decade.
Yeah.
A decade.
Isn't that crazy to be with somebody?
That decade.
I know we're about to be 7 years or 8 years, but no, 7 years.
So how long now?
But the time is running. It's running together.
It goes. It goes by so fast.
So fast.
Yeah. And we pretty much grew up with each other. Here we are, 2 kids, having kids, and it's like we trying to learn about ourselves. And I think now it is hard, and it's also eye opening, because now here you have these little beings. You still need to put your marriage first, because when them kids out of the house,
baby,
man,
and them kids,
hey, man, y'all related or something?
I say that all the time. Look, baby, Chase can't come between this, because this is this.
Yeah.
Chase gonna be gone. He gonna be in his own world.
Yeah. So I would definitely, if you can, try to heal that trauma before you get into a relationship, especially, being a parent. Definitely do that, because otherwise it's going to be 2 times as hard. So now not only am I trying to do inner work, seek therapy, try to heal this other stuff, I'm just glad I came to the realization now before it got too late. Yeah. And it's the mindset. You have to be your mind has to be so strong to combat these feelings, because they're feelings.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of people make decisions in those feelings.
Yeah.
You just have to fight it and, seek the help that you can, and then, just keep pushing.
And I love the fact that you and Tyler are so private. Like super private.
Hey,
we would never find Tyler nowhere on social media.
No. And it's only by choice. And I've always been very private. Like I will give so much to myself to other people to make sure that they're good. And no one ever checks on me. And I always make it a point, especially new moms, you, Davi, you were the one who I was like, okay, I need to give her what I wish I had, and I was just to check in on her. that was my priority. So every time I see a new mom, I'm like, how are you doing? Because how are you really? Because it's easy to say, oh, I'm fine, you know, and they automatically go to the baby, and that's not fair. You can't expect the mom to be whole if she's not, you know, she's half empty.
I'm like you, Lauren. Like, I'm very mentally, I'm a strong person. Of course, we break it, we go through stuff. But my dad, the way he ran our household was like a military. So, like, I definitely am very strong-minded. So, a lot of things, I can take on a lot before I really start breaking down.
Yes. And that can be a bad thing as well. Because at some point, we need to learn how to reach out for help, you know? For me, I think, not until recently where I just literally, and when my body becomes so stressed out, I literally stop. And for some reason, I feel like I'm just pushing back. Like, I feel like I'm separating myself from a lot of things. And that happened recently, and I had to communicate with my husband, like, look, I'm not feeling the best. Can you take over this? Can you do this, that, and such? And it's worked out. I mean, to have that partner, that
you have to.
One, man.
You have to communicate. Like you said earlier, if you don't communicate with your partner, y'all gonna crash and burn. Like, you have to. And Brett will be like, what is up with you today? Like, what is going on? And sometimes I just be quiet, and I just kind of check myself.
And it's crazy because he is such, like, we're polar opposites. He is so zen, so calm, so nonchalant, and I'm like, I gotta stress about it, because if I don't and you don't, then
how's it gonna get solved?
It's not gonna get done.
My God, are y'all related, man? Are y'all related? Me and TC related.
No, but see, this is that motherhood thing that I was talking about earlier. Not a lot of people connect. Not a lot of women connect at that. You know, so a lot of us feel this way. We just don't talk about it because we don't have that tribe to talk about it with. So,
and it's important. You have to have a tribe. Like, but it's hard because, well, at least for me, I have trust issues.
Oh, me too.
So I have to break down barriers to really, like, have that real true tribe.
Right. Seriously.
Yeah. And because then I'll start, like, telling Brett, like, what you think? Like, you know.
And, you know, I told Tyler, I said, we got to work on this. It's so funny because I tell him everything. Same. If I was to have, you know, like a girlfriend or a close friend to tell me stuff, she's like, girl, don't tell nobody. Okay, me and Tyler won't tell nobody.
Yes.
Because I tell him everything. He knows so much. And I'm just like, you're going to have to take it to the grave because just act like I didn't say anything.
Because we're going to discuss it.
We're going to discuss. And I have those trust issues as well. So it's really hard. I'm trying to work on it, but I don't care to. So that's that.
Hey, it is what
then
it
there's
is.
that. So what are your hopes and dreams for your children? What's funny, I used to ask my clients this, but I feel like that's a good question for everybody. Like, what is something you really hope your children get?
And that is a good question, because just based on how I was raised, I really want them to live a happy and fulfilling life. I don't want them to feel like they have to suppress who they truly are to meet society's expectations. I want them to thrive. I want them to live their best life, be happy, be healthy, be whole, you know, be true to themselves. And, you know, finances are one thing, but when you're happy, when you have a fulfilling life, nobody can take that away from you. Being peaceful, you know, just living within. And that's why I'm trying so hard to shift the narrative of how I was raised into my children. That middle one, she's testing me every single day. She's so free. She's so I grew up in a, because I said so, household. So I was not able to express myself. She's teaching me that it's okay to feel those feelings.
For sure.
And that's one thing about me. I don't feel like I have to do what I need to do, and then I'll feel some other time.
Later,
Right. My son has taught me to definitely be present in the moment. With him being ill, it really taught me to slow down and think about what your priorities are. And then my last one, homegirl's teaching me patience because she is just so so strong, like strong-willed, and and you definitely need patience for that. And I'm trying my best to have that balance. You're still gonna get your ass whooped, but I want you to feel like that you can come to me, that you can talk and feel those feelings. I'm not a hugger. each one of my children have different love languages, and I studied this because I wanted to be very intentional of being the mother that I wish I had.
To give them what they need.
Give them what they need. My oldest, he loves quality time. Loves quality time. My middle girl, she's so affectionate. And that's where I struggle the most. And I think it's so crazy that kids teach you about yourself. But because I'm not an affectionate person. And to be married, it's like, girl, you ain't affectionate. But, you know, it's like one of those things. I'm not a hugger. I don't hug unless I'm have to. But, you know, I don't want to teach my daughter, oh, go hug such and such because you have to. She don't want to hug you.
Yeah, and that's her right. That's her right.
Right.
So it is what it is. I mean, I'm the same way. My family didn't hug. We didn't kiss. None of that. Yeah. We didn't say I love you. None of that.
But you never realize how much you need that affection until you have kids who need that affection.
Yes.
So it's still challenging. Motherhood is, I'm learning every day. So to be a parent, you still have to be the student because you know, not everything is answered with a whooping. You know, like listen to them.
Yeah,
what are they trying to say?
Back in the day, man.
Yeah,
they wouldn't. Back in the day, wouldn't even let you speak. Man.
Right.
Just like, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Right. Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
Yeah, same.
But because I honestly, I know kids whoop their children, but I am gonna try not to whoop Chase.
Parents whoop their children.
Well, children. I'm sorry, y'all know what I mean. Parents whoop their children, but like you know, I want to have more communication with him as his parent.
Exactly,
yeah.
and I also want that. I don't want them to fear me. That's not. I don't like that feeling.
I don't like that either.
And you know, I'm not gonna say I never whoop my kids. Right. There's a couple times they got pops, but you know, like a full on beating.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No. That's not necessary. I don't believe in that.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not necessary.
I agree.
We can use our words. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
I agree.
So,
well, Lauren, Brett, where are we with time?
Oh.
55, man.
We good. Okay, yay.
It's natural convo, man.
Yes. Well, Lauren, I do want to say that I appreciate you for coming on and talking with us and letting us inside of your privacy and knowing more about you and your children. And I don't know. I just learned so much from you. Yeah, you're younger, blah, blah, blah. Age doesn't mean anything because you have this experience, and then just like sharing your journey as a mom is just like beautiful to listen to. I just hope that moving forward, you know, we can share things with each other. And
first of all, I'm on a podcast. We're linked in for life, okay? I came out of my hole to be in here, okay?
I'm just so excited to, you know, share the world your experience, because I'm like, this lady, this beautiful, gorgeous woman has 3 children, and she's so private, and she has some knowledge. Like, I just could tell.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, she checking on me. Like, she got 3 kids.
We just got one. We still trying to figure this shit out.
But you know, if I could just put anything out there, if I could give any advice, like when you become a parent, pride and ego go out the window. Ask for help.
Oh, for sure.
Ask for help. Even if you don't get it, it's, you know, I'm at that point in my life. I told myself I was done having kids at 30. Like by 30, I'm done. Yeah. Not saying that I'm about to go live my best life, but I'm ready to like take my kids are getting older. I'm ready to take them to go travel, and you know, they're getting out of that dependent stage.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yes, I can't wait.
So I'm ready to go ahead and do that next chapter, and I would definitely, you know, say ask for help if you need, because with one kid, like Chase can come over anytime.
Oh yes,
but with 3, you got to split them up. So nobody want to watch 3 kids. But no, like, and I would also say to give yourself some grace. It took me a very long time to forgive myself for the decisions that I made as a parent, to just realize that, you know, we're all still learning at the same time. I mean, I may have 3 kids, but I'm still learning. And there's so many resources out there now versus when I first started. So I definitely think, you know, parenting it's beautiful. It's hard. Yeah. But there's definitely rewarding moments.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
I just admire you and Tyler and what y'all doing, and y'all kids are so gorgeous to me.
Yeah.
And I can't stop giving compliments.
Oh. Y'all are so cool. I was like, first of all, it's funny. I know we're at time, but when I met Brett, I never really heard him say anything. He was always just a cool person. You know, he was just always so cool and just reserved and say much. And I resonated a lot with that because I don't either.
Man.
Yeah. And it's so funny that we're here now. We're all adults. And it's just like we doing this thing right here.
Yeah,
so
we are.
I'm very proud of y'all to start this.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We just want to do something different, you know, let our voices be heard and like you said, break these generational curses like any way we can. At least for me, I'm like trying to break them all every single day.
Right.
It's like breaking
exactly
crackers or something. I'm trying to break them every single day.
Yeah.
Well, crackers are rich crackers.
But really? Ritz. I like Ritz.
Okay, no judgment.
Well, Lauren, anything else you want to leave off by saying or just... Would you like the people to follow you, or you don't like no followers?
Girl, no, that is not.
Don't not follow her.
I mean,
follow
you can't.
Don't go searching.
Yeah, I'm a tagger, so
you ain't
don't
gonna
follow
find
her.
it.
She gonna decline you.
No, but I'm not really active like that.
Yeah.
I share things here or there, but it's not like a main source of communication for me. So,
but I love how you do it. I do. I promise. Keep up because I love that. Because it's like you'll be like, you ain't heard from me on social media in 7 months. I'm gonna slide in the Christmas picture. Bam!
right.
Look at my
and
kids.
it's a professional picture.
Yeah, it's a professional picture, and you finna get all these likes. Like I just love how you do it.
No, I definitely do it in small doses, but I do make sure to be intentional, especially like because especially women of color, we don't have that big tribe that others have. So I'm making sure that I'm intentional with those new mothers checking in, even if it's, every so often just saying, how are you doing before asking about how the baby, because it makes a difference. You never know, like when you're reaching out to somebody in that moment. When I say in that moment, that dark time to bring them out of it, so
you have God written all over you.
For real.
You do. Yeah.
Nah,
Only special people do that.
man.
Yeah, that's a blessing. Yeah.
I just really try to be a good person. Just be intentional about how I want others to perceive. Not that it matters. I don't care what anybody else think, but just to let them know that they have somebody. Because I've been in that dark situation where I had nobody to really, talk to. And it wasn't like, and when I say dark, it was dark for me. And if I explain it, it could be a little dramatic, but it's still an experience that I went through, and I still wish I had. Tyler can only take so much of my trauma. I mean, that's a lot to trauma dump on your spouse. That's a lot. And so that's in this whole parenting journey has also pushed me to want to seek therapy, like, individual therapy, just to kind of tap into those things. And like, cause I do want to eventually put myself out there and meet people, and because as I get older, like I want girlfriends to go on a trip with,
because like we said, our kids are gonna be in their own world,
right?
They're gonna have their own friends, and they're gonna be gone.
So we have to have
go to college.
Right. If we have to have Brett and Tyler watch the kids while we go to Cancun or
Hello?
something for the weekend.
Hold on.
Bye, y'all.
We ain't sign off on that. Hold on.
We right by the airport. It's okay.
Well, Lauren, thank you again for coming. We love you and Tyler.
Yeah, man,
you always have friendship with us.
Yeah,
I just can't believe we never even talked until 2020.
We locked in for life.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
And it's crazy because I've known y'all for so long, and it's just we're finally together. You know, I haven't seen Brett literally in physical person since PV.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's wild.
I haven't seen Tyler since he was like a 10th grader. So I don't even know what he looks like.
We literally live in a hole. Like, we are so
I'm with that though, man. I'm with it.
No, I'm lying.
You don't need everybody in your business.
I'm lying. When we came to Taylor's graduation party, I did see Tyler. Yep, I forgot.
Graduation party.
Yeah, when she got her master's. Yeah.
Okay.
It was at
the
we weren't even engaged.
Apartment.
That was a long time ago.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
And then we went back to there.
But it was like very brief, and I remember I felt so bad about this. Y'all don't know this, but I felt so bad when I got the invitation to your wedding, and I was literally giving birth. I was like, oh my! But I really wanted to be there.
But you told me, you was like, I just had the baby, I couldn't make it. I'm like, girl, your baby come before my wedding.
I know. But I was really, I had my outfit. I was like, we're about to be in this thing pregnant and cute. Because I don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
so that was my moment to like dress up and,
it's
have some
okay.
fun. But I was like, the baby came. So I was like, okay, I can make up for this.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's okay. We're going to have a Chase birthday is coming up. Y'all going to be there. Yeah, y'all going to be invited. So we're going to have a little parent fun.
Yeah.
Girl,
Why
that's
the
what it's
kids do
for.
they thing.
That first birthday,
Yeah.
it's for the parents.
Oh,
Mhm. It's for the parents.
it's my birthday.
Yes, for real.
Seriously.
Well, guys, this is it. Parenthood Part 2. I really enjoyed the
Episode
conversation.
5.
Yeah.
Before we get out, man, what's your social, man?
I always laugh at Mrs. 1 for the Brooks. That's the number 1.
Head ass. At _ Ashton Brooks, man.
Yes, and follow us on social media.
Follow, download, subscribe, whatever y'all do, man. Tap in, keep doing it, because y'all are really running the numbers up, and I appreciate the love, man.
Yes, we love it. All righty.
Anything else? That's it?
No, that's it.
That's
All right.
it.
We're going to pop a little bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish off the one I got.
Celebratory, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do
Yeah.
our thing, man.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Appreciate y'all, man.
All righty.
Showing
Love
God
you.
bless, man.